No big surprise, men and women are very different. A lot of men and men are very different. But there's been a lot of distortions and weird things that have happened to us, especially over the course of the past several decades, and even more so the past 10 years. And I believe as I started in 1992, this really a famous book. And I asked myself, why is a book like this famous? And that's because men and women have such a hard time communicating. Men just are different than women. We communicate different. I communicate different with my mother than I do with Dean, my good friend. I am going to communicate with Jill way different than I do with my buddy Kyle. And we're just crazy different. The way I think, Jill does not think the way I think, and vice versa. Same way, most people have had divorces. And what is one of the main reasons? You can't figure out how to communicate and solve issues. You just don't see eye to eye. And that's the same thing. Here, when I'm talking about things being a little different, men don't get pregnant, people. I don't care what anybody says, you just don't. So I'm not talking about communicating with somebody like that, because if you believe that way, I wish you all the love and happiness in the world, but there's no communicating with you. Out of all of my experience in observing my friends, who we've all been in female relationships, it's always fascinated me, what does a woman find attractive about a man? Like, why does any woman want to have a long-term relationship? And I'm not talking about just to, go have, a one-night stand. I'm talking about what is it? And of course, I think men and women are common in that it's the physical aspect first. You just notice somebody. And then you notice their energy, they're healthy. Most people are not attracted to somebody that is doesn't take care of themselves. They stink. They're overweight. You just typically don't fall in love like that with somebody like that. You just don't. Hey, everybody, it does us a big favor. If you like this content, like what we talk about, please like it, make a comment. It really helps us grow, and we really appreciate it. Jill is sitting out here, and I think she might agree that what is attractive? Somebody with an emotional mind, or just emotionally in control, economically stable, intelligent, like you can carry on a good conversation. You can actually listen. And I think that is the same thing, some of those same things that why women are attracted to men, or why men have and develop better friendships with each other when they can actually communicate. They practice the art of communication without being a whiny baby. I think when a man desires his girlfriend or spouse, that is also something that is reassuring to them, and to laugh. And I think that is a good thing about at least my friends here. Like, we laugh all the time. And I think that's one of the reasons why our relationships are healthier than most men relationships that I know. And me and Jill just crack up nonstop. I mean, it's just a laugh fest down at our house most of the time. It just is. But I don't want my male friends to be weak. Like physically weak, mentally weak, emotionally always screwed up. Like, you just don't want to be around that a lot. Like, we all have friends like that, but we don't want to just be around them. And I think that's why women, because their bodies are not made, in most cases, not like men. So they want to be protected. They want to feel protected. They want to feel safe. They want to know that you are spiritually growing, that you're just growing in all aspects of your life. You're not stagnant. You're not boring. But I don't think women want us to be totally truthful. I don't think that's true. I don't think that they do. I think they say they want us to be all the way truthful, but I don't think so. Do you like how I did my hair today? Not really. Kind of looks like shit to me. They don't want to hear that part. No, they say they do, but they don't. What are you thinking about? There's some things they just don't want to know. And what do we find attractive about a woman? Of course, it's physical appearance. I mean, guys are just stupid. I mean, we're barbaric. I mean, you can just look at Ricky anytime and all of us here, we just love beautiful women. They're just like works of art. That's why every single dude looks at girls everywhere. I don't know any man that doesn't, unless he's homosexual. Like Randall checks out girls even, which is amazing. You know, it's because they're a work of art. They're just beautiful. Doesn't mean you want to go bang every chick that you're looking at. You're just a man. You're just a man. It's like walking through an art gallery. You just want to check it all out. And I don't think anything's wrong with that. But men, I know for me, and I think this is true with my buddies, and I think this is one big reason why there's so many guys will walk away from relationships, is because they don't feel important at home. They don't feel it really important to their spouse or their girlfriend. A guy, and I'm just going to tell all you ladies this because this is true. Every man needs to feel like he is the king in his castle. Whether that's his apartment, whether it's his house, he has to feel like he is the king. Even though the woman really rules all of it, because the man really wants to do things to make the woman happy if he's a healthy male. But in order for him to want to be able to do that, the man always has to feel vitally important. And I think that's missed out on most conversations between men and women. And I think men find independent women attractive, but just not too independent. You know, I really like Jill being independent. You know, when we got together, she's a successful nurse. She's beautiful, super independent. But at the same time, I don't want her to be too independent, because then, you know, what does she need me for? I mean, she really doesn't need me for anything, but it's nice to feel like I am needed. Guys like their moms and love their moms because most good moms encourage us. And when we find a woman that encourages us like our mother did, that's why we're attracted to them. It makes us feel safe. It makes us feel like we can do anything. And the second that our spouse or girlfriend does not give us support and encourage, I mean the split second that doesn't happen, guys just, their energy level plummets. You can see it everywhere and every time. Where we're secretly wanting to scream out to our moms, God, where's my mom? I need some encouragement. I need a smile. I need something. We just need to be supported. And I think that is really important for these things. But a good portion of our relationships depends on freedom coupons. And that goes with guys too. I mean, our guy friends, we don't want to hang out with, if you're the one having to pay for everything all the time. Nobody likes that. Not unless there's like there are circumstances that we all know and understand that it's different whenever we exchange ideas and help each other and do that. But like the community we have here is a lot different than any other aspect that we've experienced in our life, because I don't want to go hang out with somebody that all they do is want to use me. And I don't want to be around anybody else that's using somebody else. I just don't like it. It's distasteful. And you know, you can't trust them. But in order to have healthy relationships with men and women, we have to have money. I mean, that's just the society that we live in. We just have to have money. It's crazy. That's why I bring this up, because how do you have personal relationships, whether it's men or women, if we don't understand money? I was told, hey, save. You know, pay yourself every week. Every time you get your paycheck, put a tiny bit back just for you. Yeah, that's kind of good advice. But what they left out was take that little tiny bit of money and buy an asset. The money is being devalued. You can save and save and save, but the power of that dollar and the power of that purchasing power is steadily decreasing every single year. And that is the value. That is the dollar. It's just steadily going down the tubes. Steadily. And you can see it with massive asset prices going up. It's crazy. You know, so like saving what? Most parents tell their kids, most parents are middle class and say, hey, you need to save, put a little bit back. Well, hell, you save $1 last year and it could buy a loaf of bread. Now it can't. So did you do the right thing? I mean, kind of, sort of, but not really. And then most people don't even know what an asset is. They don't even know what to buy. I don't know. I've been telling and suggesting to people to buy silver for the past 15 years and gold. If y'all can see the bottom left of that chart, that's 2008, the last financial crash. Gold's trading about 10, 11 bucks an ounce. It just is at 103 an ounce now. That's a big, huge increase. And why? Because it's God's money. It's an asset. It's a physical asset. It is in everything. It is in solar. It's in our computers. It's in how we're able to watch each other and you're able to interact with me right now. We've used gold forever for currency for a whole lot of reasons. So does it make sense to buy silver and gold? Like save in things that are going to maintain their purchasing power. You can take a Gold coin, a gold coin 100 years ago is going to buy about the same things it does now. It's about the equivalent. It's a store of value. The paper fiat currency is a store of destruction. If our inflation rate, as we've seen everywhere, is so ridiculous, and we say, oh, well, we can deposit our savings and get, 5%, maybe 6% by U.S. Treasury. Well, the interest that you're getting doesn't even keep up with inflation. I don't care what the official inflation numbers are. They say, somewhere 2, 3%. I mean, get real. Everybody goes to the grocery store. It's way more than 2 or 3% just over the past year. And I'm definitely not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence. But I am asking you to use your common sense, because how can we develop and maintain relationships when people aren't using their critical mind to have the resources at their disposal? What are you doing? If you're not taking care of yourself, and you are yourself the asset, and you're not doing things to either build or working toward financial strength, then you're never going to be able to have the kind of relationships you want. Ever. You can have something close. You can have some friends you hang out with. You can have a girlfriend or wife that you kind of get along with. But you're not going to have the freedom coupons to feel safe and secure. You're just not. You're just not. I've been going over this a lot lately, the past couple of months. I keep mentioning our government, our money, and our debt, because I think it's important to our soul. I mean, we're in this life, man. We were created, we're here, and we're in this societal construct. But most people just don't realize that we're spending our whole life. We wake up in the morning, we go to work all day, we come home, we get a couple hours of not even alone time. You got to take care of your kids. You got to do the dishes. You got to wash your clothes. You got to do all that. You don't even have any time for yourself. And then you go to sleep and you got to do it all over again. So this brief life is just spent in that same routine of wasted time, because we're slaves. We're just slaves. We're slaves to this system. If you don't know how money works, all money, every dollar bill that you have in your pocket, that your digital currency that's in your bank, our government is in debt because it prints bonds. Governments and individuals, institutions will buy those bonds. When they take that money they got from selling this bond, the government promises to pay back over time. Now they have a bunch of cash. That's what they go use. So every time the government needs money, it prints bonds, sells it. When nobody buys it, the Federal Reserve buys the difference, or buys all of it. That's how money is created. It's created out of debt. If all the debt was paid off, there'd be zero money. It's hard for people to wrap their minds around. If all debt was paid off, all federal debt paid off, there is zero money. It's hard for people to wrap their mind around. So what are you saving in? What are you saving in? I don't know. Everybody, if you like this and you like to know yourself and grow internally so you can have a better life all the way around, support us and support yourself by getting the No BS Path to Enlightenment, because it's truly no BS and it's going to help, and it helps us. Thanks. Then there's language, because we do communicate very differently. Like there are often times, I can talk to Jill's a great example. Sometimes I'm thinking I'm communicating a certain way where I'm resonating and like I make sense, and I can tell that she's not really sure what the hell I meant or what I was even saying. It hadn't happened very often. I hope it hasn't, but I know there has been times that has happened. And that's just because we communicate on a different level. Sometimes, like I can interpret Dean's body language different. Like maybe you come in one day and it's not that, you come into the study all the time. Maybe you just didn't sleep right that day, and you just kind of, your body language is saying, you don't feel good, or you don't want to be there, or you're just pissed off. When in fact, you're not any of those things. You're just kind of tired. So that hasn't happened very often either, but it has happened where if we start practicing, instead of automatically assuming, practice not assuming what the other person is thinking or feeling without actually having a real conversation. But Ricky's a prime example. Ricky does this to me all the time. Ricky projects how he thinks or feels back onto me as though I think and feel the same way as Ricky. And I think almost nothing like Ricky. But he thinks because I have said things about our tenants, or like I'm going to be furious or I'm upset. I'm not any of those things. But Ricky is. So Ricky will project that back onto me. And I'm calm. So us being able to communicate, if we don't have money and we can't communicate, we're alone. We're just alone. And we don't need to be alone. Like what do we say to each other? I think one of the big things with marriages and friendships is, how do I talk to y'all? You know, how do I talk to Dean? Like, yeah, Dean, we can do this thing. Let's do it. We can do whatever. Let's figure it out. I think we can help this situation by doing X, Y, and Z. Oh, well, it's taking a lot longer than what we thought. Well, then let's figure out. Oh, God, man, we just missed that. Well, let's work, it's never, oh, well, I guess we suck. We couldn't do this thing. We didn't do that. Oh, this sucks. No, life sucks. Oh, God, everything bad always happens. It's just nonstop bad crap. We don't talk like that. Nobody talks like that in my study. They just don't. And if they do, they don't stay very long. I'm going to make sure that they leave fast, because I can't stand it. I refuse to be around it. I just won't say anything, or I'll just ask you to leave. And that's what we want in our friends and in our spouses. Let's figure it out together. Let's help each other. Because the words are our prisons. If we always say, oh, you're stupid, you're lazy, you're a pig, you're the problem, everybody else is the problem, you bunch of problem, everything in my life is because of all these other things. Everything in your life is how you think, what you say, and who you're around, and how you perceive everything. That's just the way it is. And how do we talk to each other? Silence is the worst. Silence is the worst. So you got to speak. You got to speak. And I feel sorry for these young kids today. Like anybody that's under 40, really, especially 18 to 25. They don't have any power anymore. Like masculinity is gone, healthy masculinity. Like how do you go into a profession now when everything is being automated, everything is being AI'd, everything almost, unless you're a plumber, unless you're a very skilled tradesman, unless you're making saws, you're gonna have a real hard time in this world. And what do you do? Then how do you have a spouse? How do you have a wife? How do you make somebody feel secure and safe? It's really a difficult thing. There are going to be a few, some dirt work, stuff like that, some manly things. That's probably going to be around for a little bit longer, but not much longer. They're already building houses from zero to a full done house, all plumbing, all electric, everything is done by a robot. They're already doing it. That's scary. I mean, that's really scary. I don't know what we're going to do. That's what I think why we need communities like this, because in 5 or 10 years, where are you going to get your food? You're going to depend on what these elites say now, a universal basic income for everybody. I mean, that's coming for sure. We're going to take away the purpose of achievement. It's being done already. There's going to be no pride. If you don't have any pride, not bad pride, there is such a good thing as good pride. How are all these young people all around us that are growing up? How are they going to make it? How are you going to have healthy relationships when all you know is to scroll on your phone? You don't talk to anybody. You don't practice the art of communication. You don't even know what a real asset is. You don't even know how money works. You don't even realize your internal struggle of, in order to make this other person happy, even subconsciously, they see it, they feel it. How am I going to be able to provide and make that woman proud? Or let her see I'm on my way and I'm working toward that, and then her encouraging you, or vice versa. How do you do it? I don't know. I'm asking y'all. I think that's why these Sundays are so important to me, because we talk about these things. We just talk about them. And you got to talk about them. We got to figure all this stuff out, because I think that's what ultimately God wants us to do. I don't think we want to waste this life. I don't think we want to turn everything over to some automation. We're humans for a reason. To be human, to feel, to laugh, to cry, to get upset over silly things, and to make up. And, just all these things. Like, that's part of being human. And we're losing it fast. And I think women are getting a bad end of the stick, because they don't have the choice anymore. They don't have the choice. Most women don't have the choice to be at home to raise their family anymore. If they want to go out and pursue a profession, now they don't have a choice. They have to. They have to go do that. And now we have to subcontract out all of our kids to the indoctrination camps at an early age. most women do not have the luxury to stay at home to do what they were born to do, to be a nurturing, loving, supportive mother. That's a full-time job that is the most important job in the world, by far. And we have twisted that to think, oh, I don't want any kids. I don't want to deal with that. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You know what? We demonize the idea that a woman is naturally meant to nurture those kids. They are inside of her. They are her. And we've taken that away. We have robbed them. We have robbed them of their choice. And we've allowed it. We've allowed all these things. Because most people don't talk about it. Most groups don't talk about it. Most churches don't talk about it. And if we don't start having pockets of communities like this all over the country and all over the globe discussing these important things and figuring out how to do it for our little groups, from spirituality to connecting to nature and God and ourselves and figuring these things out, man, we are doomed. You're going to have stuff like's happening in Texas right now. Cops are going to people's houses for Facebook posts. It's happening in the United States already. It's been happening in Europe for a while, all over the United Kingdom. It's happening here now. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I think because of all these subconscious feelings and emotions that are trapped inside both men and women, I think that's why guys easily fracture friendships and go separate ways. That's why relationships with a husband and a wife, they don't work out because they can't figure out how to get past or afraid to say something, or that's going to be offensive, they're not going to understand, whatever these things are. But we're just slaves, man. We're slaves to this society that we have created. We have especially here, we have an abundance of food. It's free to all of us. We all need to work it a little bit better this spring, have some more people involved. So come out. If you're in the local area, we need some help. It's important. There's abundance everywhere. Everywhere. And we have a lot of abundance here, and you can participate in it too. I'm just rooting for my team tonight, so we're going to get back to the bread and circus. Fear, 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 and more fear. We just had Davos. Most of y'all don't know who that is. In Switzerland, every year, the big Davos people, and all the rest of the same people go to the same groups, the same secret societies that are now public and that Kennedy warned us about in the 60s. Fear, 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 fear. Same with religion. Fear, fear, fear. Going to hell, hell, hell. Just stay on your phone. No thought, no communication. Just allowing your mind to drift, to go straight into the abyss where we're being driven to. And it's silly. It's just silly. This is what we need to be doing. We need to get rid of the fire and brimstone, and we need to be doing other things. We need to be working on ourselves. We need to be making a valid, strong effort that we're proud of to connect with other people. We are not alone. We feel alone most of the time. But we're not. We're not, especially this group right here. I mean, we're all in walking distance from each other, for God's sake. And most people don't even know their neighbors. I mean, we have to be strong. We're not a fake strong, but we have to be inconvenienced. We have to do things we don't really feel like doing a lot of the times. We just do. If I want to be friends with somebody else, I have to be inconvenienced. That's just a fact. And I can be a happy inconvenience. I can take that perception and go, I am glad that I am inconvenienced. I am glad that Kyle asked me to go to the cigar bar the other day. I really didn't feel like going, but you acted like you wanted me to be there, so I made a special effort just to go. Because that is what friends do. I could tell my buddy wanted me to go see him for a little bit, so I did. If we don't practice the connection, the meditation, the appreciation of nature, connecting to God the best way we know how, so 10 years from now, we're going to be in some serious trouble, people. Serious, serious, serious trouble. If y'all are anywhere near Shreveport or Marshall, we're 30 minutes from downtown Shreveport. We have a Karnak address, but it is not Karnak. Karnak is way over there. We're about 12 minutes from Blanchard. So y'all come see us. I'd appreciate it. We'll see you next time.